Lobos a winner 74-69 at Dream Style Arena of the Pit. We sit courtside at Albertsons Radio Row post game in Albuquerque. New Mexico 13-2 on the year. Fans take the fastest internet to the house with Xfinity XFi. Stream the Lobos all season long on every in-home device, no matter where you watch. It's beyond Wi-Fi. It's XFi. Xfinity, proud partner of the University of New Mexico Lobos. 74-69. New Mexico knocks off UC Davis. The Lobos are 13-2 and 2-0 in the Mountain West as they begin conference play in earnest on January 1st in the Bay Area at San Jose State. And boy, the top of the conference is flat out rolling. San Jose State a winner yesterday again. The Aztecs are a perfect 13-0. They are 2-0 to begin league play. Utah State, the identical record to UNM after their win yesterday. They are 13-2 and 2-0 in the Mountain West. The Lobos 13-2 and 2-0 in league as well. Lots of numbers to discuss. The Lobos now have an 8-game winning streak. The last time they won as many as 8 in a row, the team won 12 straight back in 2012-2013. That year, the team went 27-6, won both the Mountain West regular season and tournament championships before falling in the first round of the NCAAs to Harvard. New Mexico is now 10-0 in Dream Style Arena of the Pit. The last time the Lobos started 10-0 in their home venue was 2009-2010. That year, the squad was 30-5. They won a Mountain West championship and won their first round contest in the NCAAs before falling in the big dance in round number 2. New Mexico also will finish up December 7-0. The last time they were perfect in December was 2011-2012, when the Lobos went 7-0 in the final month of the calendar year that season. The Lobos continue to have their best start to a season overall since 2012. The 2012-2013 season, the Lobos went 12-0 in their first 12 games of the year. That squad would continue on to a 13-2 start and a 17-2 start over its first 19 games. The Lobos are 13-2 now with the victory here this afternoon. Fans, check the back of every season ticket for a great deal at your local Arby's. Bring your coupon into any Arby's store. Take advantage of this incredible offer exclusive to Lobo season ticket holders. Arby's, we have the beats. Okay, first time out post-game from Dream Style Arena of the Pit. On the other side, more analysis, and of course, Lobo head coach Paul Weir to come. Lobo 74, UC Davis 69. Final. Lobo basketball on the UNM Sports Radio Network. Okay, time to select our Toyota drive of the game. Toyota, let's go places. Zane Martin going to work. Works it left corner to Malawat. He'll drive the baseline. Quats to the reverse. He scores it! Beautiful reverse layup for McQuatch. Malawat with inside of a minute to go to give the Lobos a lead that they would never relinquish. New Mexico goes on to win 74-69. That is your Toyota drive of the game. Toyota, let's go places. And Hunter, I know you love the aggressive play by the Lobos, and in particular, you see it all the time from McQuatch Malawat, who is so good when he puts the ball on the deck.
Oh, he is, and I thought this afternoon his effort on the boards, the rebounds, the second efforts, you even saw Coach Ware run out on the court and acknowledge that effort. So McQuatch, he's kind of your utility guy. He can do it all.
8 rebounds for Malawat today. 7 of those were offensive rebounds, and we saw 3 of them in the same sequence where he earned a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it takes. It takes guys who are going to commit to crashing the boards, and McQuatch, he's just that guy. He gets after it. He took a couple, I think 1 or 2 charges and crashes the boards. I mean, he does those little things that not all the time, show up in the stat sheet. They don't always show up there. And this afternoon, those are the things that allowed UNM to be victorious.
The Lobos were able to overcome 21 turnovers on offense. They turned over UC Davis 20 times, and they scored more points off turnovers than did Davis, 29-19. But I know Coach Ware won't be happy at all with the way the Lobos took care of the ball today.
Listen, it was an ugly win, but we'll take it. 41 turnovers between two teams. I mean,
super ugly.
Yeah. So,
but they count the same. That's for sure. Those W's, you'll take every single one of them. Some of the team numbers so far that we can share for you. We're post-game here on Press Row, Albertsons Radio Row, and Dream Style Arena the Pit. Remember what this team has done, and I say so far because it looks like there's more to come for this squad. Now an 8-game winning streak, first time since 2012-2013. The Lobos improved to 7-0 in December, last unbeaten December, 2011-2012. New Mexico, this phenomenal start, 13-2, the best since 2012-2013. That team was 17-2 over its first 19 games, and 13-2 was an exact mark for that squad. New Mexico is now 10-0 at home. The last time a Lobo team 10-0 at home to start the year, 2010. The team is trying to replace two key components right now, 2 consecutive games without Carlton Bragg and J.J. Caldwell. They're still learning who they are without those two outstanding players. Do you feel like they're getting closer to what they can be if they have to be without those two guys for an extended period?
You know, it's hard to tell these last 2 games, but you could see the advancement of certain players like Zane Martin having to step up and handle the basketball more. Although he had, I think, 5 turnovers today, you know, he did a better job, and he's getting more comfortable in that position. So, I mean, you could see the pieces kind of coming in. And again, guys like Hendricks stepping in and getting minutes and contributing, you know, his type of play. And you could see pieces of it, but that's a huge loss with Bragg and Caldwell out.
And you make an excellent point there. Zane had 5 turnovers. Jaquan Lyle had 6 among the Lobos' 21 today. Zane Martin is not a natural point guard.
Right.
And that is something that he is now being asked to do and will be having to do more of because of the absence of Caldwell. And he's still getting comfortable with it.
Growing in that position, trying to get better in that position here at home. So, you know, the question is when the Lobos hit the road, you know, how will they handle the pressure? How will they come together? But you can kind of see certain pieces improving in their position and guys kind of fitting in like Hendricks. But Manigault, you know, a double-double. I mean, you see guys kind of stepping up.
20 points and 11 rebounds for Corey Manigault. Did leave 5 points at the charity stripe, went 8 out of 13 at the foul line, 6 of 12 from the field, had 3 offensive rebounds among his game-high 11 boards. How about Vontae Hendricks with 5 offensive rebounds in 26 minutes? Talk about an energy guy.
I mean, who can you say? I mean, you got to watch him in person to appreciate the effort. You know, loose balls on the floor. Who's going to get it? Who's going to be in the tie-up? You know it's going to be Hendricks. So he's just a fun guy to watch, a lot of energy, and he brings that every game.
All right, it's our privilege now to welcome in a couple of really special Lobos. Assistant coach Jerome Robinson. We have Lobo, what should we call him? You called him the jack of all trades,
right.
the Mr. Reliable, the utility man, McQuatch Malawach, guard/forward. First off, McQuatch, congratulations, man. That was a heck of a win.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Nice win.
Take us through the sequence there that led to you making that baseline drive after Zane Martin got things started off the dribble and found you in the corner.
I mean, my man just went and helped a little bit, and I was open, so I knew once I caught the ball it was going to be a bad closeout, so I just had to attack and, attack the rim hard.
Were you always going to the opposite side there to lay that in, or did you kind of make the adjustment and decide that you're going to use the rim to protect
Nah, the big man kind of cut me off, so I couldn't go on the first side, so I had to reverse it.
Big shot that was, wasn't it?
It was. Congratulations, McQuatch.
Thank you.
I'm sitting here talking. Coach Robinson says he taught you that move. Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Rome, congratulations, man.
Congratulations,
nice win.
Coach.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
It wasn't pretty, but you guys got through it. Was that the week off that you think?
I don't know what it was. It could have been a combination of things, but it was almost like it was contagious because everybody was. We got stops defensively though, so that helped us. But offensively, we started off a little slow, but we picked it up in the second half, and it almost flip-flopped. Our offense got better, and then our defense, slacked off a little bit. But I think we made crucial stops when we needed to.
Well, that Gonzalez and Mooney, you guys had to find them because they got pretty hot from the three.
Big time shooters. Big time. We knew that going in, obviously, that we couldn't, allow them to get even a piece of the window open because they're such, prolific shooters, especially Gonzalez. But, everybody comes in the pit, and it seems like, especially a really good shooter, man, guys make shots.
And you work the defensive end. What is it about? I think sometimes with the switching defensively, then guys are kind of confused. Once they come past half court, who's guarding who? If you don't know who that is, establish it, and all of a sudden the guys get open. Like Mooney got some wide open looks.
No, he did. And, part of that is just, switching. And when you're switching at full speed sometimes, when you switch on someone, you might not really know the personnel right away. And it's like, oh, it's Mooney. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I heard the bench over here trying to help out.
Yeah,
it
might be too late. It's too late when you're yelling, oh, shooter. It's too late. You got to be there.
Watch, there was another sequence that I wanted you to talk about, that one where you were playing volleyball up there at the rim. I think you had 3 of your 7 offensive rebounds in one sequence there.
Had no stats. That's what we call it.
Yeah. I mean, I just came off the bench, and I just tried to bring in, some energy. So, what a better way to, get on the offensive glass.
And I noticed that offensively when your shot wasn't going, you took a couple of threes and you weren't hitting them, and then you started to put it on the floor, they really couldn't stop you, and that put you at the free throw line, and that's where you were scoring your points. I think you were like 6 of 7 from the free throw line.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the shots are going to be there, but you got to play inside out, so you just got to go to the rim at first, and then, everything will open up. So I think tonight showed that.
Rome, I wanted to ask you, because you're a Bradley guy, and you know Coach Les, and he had such great success at Bradley, and he took them to a Sweet 16. And I didn't get a chance to talk to you pregame, but Coach Snow said it, Coach Weir said it, everybody spoke to said it. This could be as well-coached a team as we'll see all season.
Yeah, no, Jim Les, he's known to, really have the X and O's down packed. He's a player's coach. The guys that I played with got a chance to play for him, and they had nothing but great things to say about him. I actually stay in touch with him a lot, so we're friends beyond the hardwood, because I have so much respect for him.
What makes him a great coach? Because I hear that said often. I mean, he's a great coach. Is it because he has attention to detail? Attention to detail,
and from what those guys told me is like he does a great job explaining why they're doing things, and not really almost a Paul Weir approach in terms of he's not going to get all screamy and all that stuff. But I mean, he played in the NBA, and I think he has that approach to the college game with his guys in terms of the NBA, you can't really get in those guys' faces too much. I think he has that kind of approach, and they respect him a little more for it.
Is he one of the guys you heard from when you went into the Bradley Hall of Fame?
I got a text from him. Yeah, I got a text from him, but he was already there years before me. He's a Bradley legend.
Absolutely.
Bradley legend. So
that's good stuff. That's Jerome Robinson, Lobo assistant coach. We've got McQuatch Malawach with us here post game as well. Quatch, how have you guys reacted to playing these last 2 games just a little bit shorthanded? It looks like everybody's adding pieces here and there and stepping up to fill in the gaps.
I mean, we got a good group. We got a lot of depth. We got a lot of guys that come in and play really well. So we just rely on that. We know Carlton and JJ. That's a big missing pieces, but we just try and come in and compete. And we're a confident group. And college basketball, you just got to come in confident and play hard and win some games.
Congratulations, McQuatch Malawach. Big win. Jerome Robinson.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys. See you, Coach. Thank you.
All right, there they are. 2 outstanding Lobos. Assistant coach Jerome Robinson, McQuatch Malawach, New Mexico swingman, and big hug from Lobo head coach Paul Weir. We break briefly. Wins Coach Weir, but a win is a win, and you guys keep it rolling.
Yeah, I mean, I think I told you before the game, and I've been telling all guys all week, the best comparison I saw to them was the Montana team. Just a gritty, tough, competitive, well-coached, good defensive basketball team. I told them all week this was not Houston Baptist and this was not Grand Canyon. Those were different style teams. This was a similar to Montana team, which gave us trouble as well. A gritty, physical team that wasn't going to back down, wasn't going to assume, and just kind of give us things. And you have to tip your cap to Davis. This is not just maybe an off night for us or this or that or whatever. I mean, Davis played hard, just like Montana did, I thought, when they came in here, and that's what good teams do. They lost by 4 at Utah. They lost by 6 at Cal. Like, you can see they've got a good edge about them, and it's a good game for us. It's a very good game.
Yeah, it was ugly, but it was a win is a win.
Yeah, for sure.
Actually, I thought it was tamales and maybe the ham. Because this week, because coming in a little rusty. We've talked about this. We have some extras in our refrigerator still.
Could be.
But
hey, when you go 0 for 7 from 3 and shoot that in the free throw line, something was going on, huh?
Well, speaking of the 3-point line, I noticed you struggled from the 3 at 3 of 16, but continue to shoot it. Is that
it was hard. They were helping off the corners a lot, and on all our actions, whether it was a post or middle ball screen, they were helping off the corners, and really the only look was that kick to the corner for 3. And we took some, we drove some, and that's just what they gave us, and it was new for us. We really hadn't had anyone kind of do that to us yet, and eventually we're going to have to make those shots. We're going to have to make defenses respect it, or they're going to continue to bottle up Zane and Quan in the middle of the floor and make us kind of make those kind of corner skip passes. And we just got to do a better job, obviously.
On the defensive end, I noticed, again, the switching, especially against good jump shooting teams like Davis.
Yeah.
It's just hard. You guys have a hard time identifying Gonzalez or Mooney, and it seems to be a pattern now. Is that something you thought about maybe taking away, just the man-to-man?
We went zone there for a little bit, and I thought it helped us early. Though I didn't score for, I think, the first 3 possessions. Then they got something on the 4th. Then they got something on the 5th. Then we weren't rebounding well out of it, so we went back to man. Overall, if you told me Gonzalez was going to go 4 for 10, I may have taken it, to be honest with you. He's that good of a shooter. To go 4 for 10 isn't great. Mooney went 3 for 7. Squire came in and went 3 for 5. That hurt us. I think he's made 2 in his career. Some of those threes we were okay with. Obviously, Gonzalez made 1 when Vontae's down. We're 5 on 4. He gets 1 loose there. We've just got to, we work on it every day, trying to close out on the difference between a shooter and a driver, recognizing that. I hope we're getting a little bit better, but it's far from perfect, as you note. And we've just got to keep working on it.
Yeah. It seems like identifying, right?
Yes, we've done it since Auburn. And it's not, unfortunately, it's not just the shooters. It's, there are drivers we close out too hard on, and they get angles. And, we've spent 3 days on it, and our recognition is better. Our execution is not there. I think right now you're getting like a my bad, you're right, whereas before it was like, what? So I think I'm hopeful that's a step in a good direction for us.
You do win the rebounding battle, and you pull 19 offensive rebounds. You said pregame that was one of your biggest concerns, given that you're shorthanded right now, the way JJ guards from the guard position rebounds the ball, and, of course, CB, your top rebounder. Better today than it was the first time playing without those two?
Yeah, I thought it was our best offensive rebounding game of the year. That's all we've talked about for 3 days. The clips I showed them before the game was all about offensive rebounding. Auburn had 19 offensive rebounds against us, and I've used that as an example for a while. Our season high in the year has been 14. We've hit 14 twice, and I told them we've got to get at least a 15-plus game. We haven't had one yet. We watched film on it, and quite frankly, I thought it was the difference. I think there's a lot of other things that went on, but our ability to get those second and third shots in the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game, I thought was the difference.
McQuatch Malawach and Bonte Hendricks led the charge in that column with 7 and 5 apiece. Expecting that kind of effort from those guys, is that, we talk about energy guys, and they seem to be right at the top of the list.
Yeah, no, there was a clip in the Houston Baptist game, a shot went up, and Vontae cut from this coach's line all the way in, got the rebound, and scored. And I showed it today. For every shot that goes up, this is what everyone needs to look like. Everybody.
That play.
Every single player. It can't just be him. And Quach really, I thought, took well to it today. And he was just rebound cutting on every shot. And the two of those guys were absolutely dynamite. And I thought Corey was good down there as well. He's not, the same athlete they are, but positioning-wise and length-wise, he got in there. And, again, I thought the offensive rebounding was huge for us today.
The effort, too. Talk about Vontae
You've
Hendricks.
said that. But rebounding is effort, and that's what it is.
And Vontae Hendricks, there was about a half a dozen fouls given out here with technicals. But I thought that the dive on the floor after the loose ball by Hendricks kind of started it, but and he didn't deserve a personal foul for that because I don't think he went through the player to get to the ball.
Yeah.
But, we're not officials over here.
I thought they called timeout. That was my issue.
Yeah.
I thought Mike came in. I thought when he blew the whistle, he was giving the kid a timeout. Right. And then after it, now he's got a technical, now he's got this, and it's just like, man, I thought you gave him a timeout, but it is what it is, I guess. But you're right.
Those are effort
we
plays.
need that. We have a lot of skilled offensive basketball players. Zane Martin, Corey Manigault, Jaquan Lyle, Vance Jackson. They are, slower, bigger, good offensive basketball players, and we need to surround them with the Vontaes and the Quatches and guys that bring the quick twitch defense, rebounding, run the floor, make loose ball plays. So Vontae is a much-needed shot in the arm for this group, especially right now.
And he played 26, almost 27 minutes.
He was terrific.
And over 30 minutes for Zane Martin tonight, and I'm sure that these, should the composition of the roster remain this way for a period of time, these types of numbers will continue to pop up. Jaquan Lyle at over 39, though.
Yeah.
It
was hard. I told you, I think in the pregame, I felt very good after the Baptist game because Zane was 6-1, Tavian was 3-1, and our guards handled the ball. And today it wasn't like that. Our guards were really bothered by and they did. They had some very good perimeter defenders that were aggressive and quick and bodied our guys. And our guards just had a tough time today with kind of the speed and athleticism on the perimeter. So we've got to find a way to be a little more creative offensively, similar to some things we'd had to done last year or whatever, without kind of having a little quicker point guard that can get us into stuff.
It seems like you guys struggle with that when the other team does a jump. They do a double jump, like
for sure.
Jaquan comes across half court, they'll bring a double to him, and he doesn't react fast. And something that's
agreed. No, I think speed bothers those guys, and it didn't against Baptist, but it definitely did tonight. And you've got to tip your cap to Davis, I think, on that. And then we've just got to get better. So it's hard to get Zane and Quan on a rhythm. They were just getting doubles and just attacked all night defensively and forcing them to skip to Quach and Vance and some of those other guys on the corners and make those guys make plays, which didn't kill us, but it takes Zane and Quan out of getting into a rhythm. They're used to having the ball in their hands and making plays.
I asked Hunter this before, and he commented on it. I'd love to hear you speak to it because he is going to be doing more ball handling, and you've talked about it not being his natural thing, and now that Zane Martin is in that position and you had started to see him there, early in the year, even when JJ was here, but now even more so. Is the development coming there in terms of, being on the ball that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be game to game. It's so new. We want to develop Tavian. We want to develop Keith there as well. It can't just be we're all going to rely on one guy to do this now. We need to do it as a group. I think when you lose a guy with a 3-to-1 assist to turnover ratio who's played point guard his whole life, you don't just slide someone in and get the same product, and we've got to find a way to kind of maneuver that offensively so it isn't all on Zane's shoulders every night and kind of pass the buck around a little bit. And we're going to need those other guys. It's unfortunate we couldn't get Tavian and Keith in more, particularly in the second half, but that group was just and Vontae's energy was just tremendous. It was just hard to get those guys off the floor.
Coach, I want to bring up a question because it's been asked some of the controllables, and this is one of them where guys are getting technicals for taunting. Mm-hmm. And I know you like to see the guys kind of celebrate and kind of be themselves, but talk to the fact that I think over the last few games it's probably been 3 or 4 technicals just for things that we can control as a team.
Yeah, agreed. It's tough. I was watching a Christmas game, I think, in Hawaii, and a kid literally dunked and just to the crowd screamed and got hit with a technical, and I said that to Mike as well, the one that was called, I said, did he say anything? He goes, no, he didn't say anything. I'm like, well, I don't – a kid's happy he scored. I don't know. I guess there are definitely technical fouls that have come up that maybe we've done some things we weren't supposed to do, and we handle those. But there's also an emotion in the game. And I've never called for a technical foul when an opponent gets excited. I mean, even after the Boise game, when they had those double technical fouls, I told Leon, I told the conference office, the kid R.J. Williams, the kid was fighting his tail off, man. He's going against Carlton Bragg. He's excited. He's fighting. I mean, these are kids competing, trying to win a game. There's a part of me that really objects to taking that out of this. If you go out an official, you go at a fan, you go at a coach, you throw a punch, you do something outside of the emotion of basketball, yes, we need to penalize that to the utmost. But kids in the flow of the game competing with each other, I mean, Hunter, come on, man. Back in your day, I mean, nothing would have been called.
Well, I mean, it's one thing
now.
Flexing to the crowd, but when you get in another player's face and flex, that's taunting. I mean, that's uncalled for. You don't really need to do that. You've already proven because you've created an offensive play in front of the guy, but and I think that's where that may be that's the difference, because back when we played, we would
everybody flexes all the time. I mean, that's just this
crowd.
thing now. But everyone starts doing this flex when they score. We do it. The other team. I mean, it's the thing.
It's
now,
fine, but flexing and towards a guy, I think that starts to personalize it and gets to.
Agreed.
But that's kind of been, and I've seen it. I mean, it just seems like it's just been a pattern. We're getting technicals for celebrating.
Yeah.
Or taunting is what they call
No,
it.
I agree. Like I've said before, I would much rather be in this position where I'm trying to calm guys down from being so emotional and aggressive
than to try to get them to be
than to trying to get them
gotcha.
like, hey, man, come on, you got to go out there and play harder.
And we talked about this. It looked like Zane actually caught himself. Like he realized that he was flexing right at the player that he just dunked on, and then he immediately turned to the crowd instead to sort of correct it. But it was just a hair too late. What about, though, and maybe you need to see the tape and see how it transpired, but your first impression of the way the incident unfolded, where 4 players were hit with technicals, and the way that your guys reacted and how they handled
these are I think I've always felt this in all my years of coaching. Plays like that occur in front of benches automatically flare, because you've got people and emotions and screaming going on. When they happen over there at mid-court, very rarely do they blow up. But anyone I've been involved in where it starts to accumulate have been in these kinds of areas. We had one with McNeese, and it was all down in here. Like when you get around benches and immediately people rise up and chest flare and all that stuff. And I think just the location of that, because really Vontae dove for the ball, the kid dove for the ball, it's a timeout or a foul, and then we're on to the next play. But now their bench is standing up screaming, way to go. It just, unfortunately, I thought the location of it maybe made it a little bit stronger. I didn't see anything. I literally made a straight line for Vontae. I know how emotional he is, and I kid out of there, and I just went right to him. I wasn't really paying attention to a whole lot else that went on in the play.
So I say this really, the true start of the conference schedule comes on January 1st. You've played 2 games, but now you're traveling to take on San Jose State, and the second season starts. I asked you way back in early December when you played 2 league games if your team was ready. I know you don't have your full team, but is your team ready for it really to start in earnest now?
We'll find out. I'll be honest with you. San Jose, on paper, and I have not really seen much of them, could have or should have won against San Diego State at San Diego State, just beat a very good Pepperdine team, and is big. And we're 15 games in, and I'm pretty sure in the 15 games we've played, the bigger team has won every game. The bigger, more physical team has won. We've won games like this at the end of the day because we're bigger and more physical. I thought we lost to UTEP because they were bigger and more physical than us, and I thought we lost to Auburn because they were really more bigger and physical than us. Nothing else. I mean, we can chalk it up to a lot of other things, but in 15 games, in the 13 games we've won, we've just imposed our physicality on people. And my concern with San Jose is they're big. And imposing your physicality on them is hard. That's why they matched up so well with San Diego State. That's why they have some of these wins where you're like, oh my God, like they can have that effect, and they have had it. And we've got our work cut out for us. We have to go and get a road win in conference, which are always hard to do. I don't care what your record is and what the opponent's record is. Road wins in conference. Digging in with the guys right now. We're a day behind because they started yesterday, obviously. But hopefully, because it's an afternoon game, we can get some rest tonight, get back to the practice court tomorrow, and try and get a win on Wednesday.
Well, you referenced that Auburn game earlier in our post-game discussion here. You guys haven't lost since then. Since the victory over Wisconsin in Brooklyn, you've won every time, 8 in a row, and it will be a new decade. It feels like it's been a decade since that win over Wisconsin. But the next time you're on court, it'll be a new decade, and the conference season begins for good. Congratulations again. Great victory. They're all terrific. You're 13-2, and we look forward to seeing you in San Jose.
Thanks,
guys.
Coach. Yep. Thanks, guys. Take care.
Lobo head coach Paul Weir, our guest. New Mexico a winner, 74-69 over visiting UC Davis. My on-site engineer is Michael Carlisle. My producer and engineer, is Mike Vitale. My broadcast partners Hunter Green, and I'm Robert Portnoy. Hunter, as we wrap, the Lobos, what I like is you look at the score sheet today is the balance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even though Jaquan Lyle, we guaranteed he'd get to 1,000.
Well, you guaranteed it, right, Michael?
Did I ever say guaranteed? But he averages 18. You know what? He didn't even shoot the ball today. He only took 6 shots.
Yeah, in the second half,
Yep.
I think he took one.
So he scores 3, and the Lobos still win, and they have 5 guys in double figures.
Right.
That's how you get it done.
Yeah. No, I mean, and they got it done. It was ugly, but they got it done. There's no, you can call it. I mean, that's it. That's what it was. But
You got me, partner. You're right.
And it was frustrating.
No way he
as-
doesn't get
you
to
can see
1,000
it.
tonight.
No, I mean he, you know. But no, I think this team is evolving. Trying to find themselves yet again, and we'll see what they're made of on the road.
That'll do it for us. We'll be in the Bay Area, Northern California, San Jose, for a January 1st tip-off to the 2020 portion of the schedule. And the Lobos get back to conference play, and it'll be all-league play till the end of February. From this point forward, the Lobos have San Jose State. 8 o'clock Mountain Time is your tip-off on January 1st. As Coach Weir mentioned, the Lobos are a day behind as they have one less day of preparation than does San Jose State. Our airtime, 7:30 p.m. on New Year's Day with your Lobo basketball pregame show, 8 o'clock with your tip from the Event Center on the campus of San Jose State University.